Hey, how's all going? Ranger Nick here. Today we're going to have a bit of fun playing with some fire. All right, we've got some charcoal briquettes here, wonderful things, very uniform, very consistent, great to cook with. And we're going to cook a cake. So I knew you were coming, decided to bake a cake. We'll drop in some heat into the bottom of the cockatoo. All right, great little fire pit, this one. In they go. That should be enough heat to cook a cake. And I'll just set a camp oven on there to start it warming. Now generally, I like to use a nice knob of butter. However, some prawn forgot the butter today, so I'm just going to use a little bit of oil. So that was going to give us exactly the same result, something that'll grease the camp oven. She'll all be good. And as we pour the cake in, it'll force the butter or the warm oil up the sides of the oven so we don't have to muck around greasing it. Righto, let's make a cake. Now, this is a 2-quart camp oven, and if I put 1.5 cups of self-raising flour into a bowl to make a cake, I'll get a lovely cake that fills the oven. If I put 2 cups in there because my eyes are too big for my belly, it of course will lift the lid. So 1.5 cups fills that oven very nicely. And we're going to do a cherry cobbler. Righto. We'll crack that and we might as well use the juice. Look at this. The kids love coloured cakes, so we're going to use juice and make a lovely coloured cake. Personally, I find it pretty hard to walk past anything with beer written on the label, so we're going to use ginger beer. I really like the flavour of ginger through the baking, so I often use ginger beer in my baking. And all we need to do is turn this into a cake mix. Nice batter. So very much like a cake mix. You know, that's now ready to go straight into the camp oven, and we'll add the fruit to the top. Now we'll just check the heat of our oven here. Looks like it's up to speed, so either our butter or our oil has melted down so it's nice and runny. Now what's going to happen when I drop the cake in is that'll force that hot fluid up the sides, so it saves me having to grease the oven. So all we have to do is plop our mix straight into there, and if you're familiar at all with concreting, we're just going to make sure that's all settled into place nicely so we get no air bubbles. Make sure you wet your bowl down so it's not a big job to clean up. So quickly under the water before we go any further, and we're going to add our cherries to the top. So sprinkle them on like that. Bang on the lid, and we'll drop another 6 briquettes on the top. In 20 minutes to half an hour, we're going to have a lovely fruit cobbler cake. Briquettes are an absolutely amazing tool around the campsite. Now there's a lot more versatility than firewood. They're much cleaner, and they're very uniform and consistent. However, one thing they really don't like is moisture. You leave them out in the overnight dew and they're going to start failing you. So one of the things that I carry around with me is a Ranger Nick canvas briquette bag. So they'll fit a 10-kilo pack. They've got a little pocket in there so you can keep things like your matches and fire starters, and keeps your vehicle or caravan nice and clean. You'll find that on the website, wiggle, 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 rangernick.com.au. Righto, it's round about 25 minutes and I can smell baking. That's a sure sign that my cake's very close to cooked, or it is cooked. So let's lift the lid and just have a little look. And I'm going to call that done. One thing you can do to make sure that your baking is actually cooked through is just take a blade, a stick or something, shove it into the middle. If you pull it out and there's no dough on it, she's ready to rumble. Righto, let's get this onto a plate. Now, like any cake, it's already in a cake tin, this one, so we should be able to voila. And for my next trick, we got a beautiful black cherry cobbler cake. Let's have a try of that. Always better hot.